Hey everyone, this is a different kind of leadership quick tip today. Although many of you have probably heard me talk about responsibility before, particularly from a leadership perspective, I often take on the stance that everything is the leader's fault. They hire and they fire, they set the tone, the culture, and the expectations when things go wrong. They generally have some form of control over the process, or at minimum should learn how to make it better. Responsibility is a funny thing, an invisible thing. But when leveraged, one of the most impactful and powerful tools for both the self and others. There is a lot happening in our world today. Humanity is under attack from both visible and invisible threats, and I can't help but wonder what is our own unique responsibility in all of this. When I was in elementary school, my young brain somehow interpreted my circumstance as lucky. When I learned about the world and its vastness and how so much has happened, but yet America was supposedly the best country in the world, I felt lucky. There were places in the world with child slave labor, wars, and no democracy where civilians were abused and even in captivity. Yet, I was lucky enough to be born in America in a time where people were treated as equals, and my perceived reality of being born into a place of infinite opportunity penetrated my spirit. Clearly, my mind was still young and naive. I still believe in the possibility of opportunity. I've learned that most of that comes from my privilege. I am not as proud to be an American today, and I've been corrected by several people when I've said that out loud. And perhaps I'm still trying to figure out what I truly mean when I express those thoughts. I guess I'm not proud that the America I had in mind was not who it turned out to be. And maybe I'm even late to the party in that discovery. However, I don't believe in stopping there. I don't believe in just allowing my ideology to be shattered and then accepting it as this new reality. I've already shared my deeply internalized posture of responsibility. I no longer look at myself as lucky. I look at myself as having a responsibility to leading our nation to being better. We need to move forward together. Unfortunately, it took me too long to look deeper into the true injustice and far too long to be a voice against it. But I'm here now. Black lives matter. The lives of people of color matter. My mother, who migrated here with her family from Mexico, believed in the land of the free and the land of opportunity. That sacrifice is now my privilege and in turn my responsibility to support equal opportunities for all, to fight systemic racism, and to elevate people of color into positions that they also have earned and equally deserve. So for your leadership quick tip, I'll challenge you to increase your own individual level of responsibility around these issues. Because like me, you may have never had to grow up wondering if your father wasn't going to make it home after going out for a jog. Your first thoughts when getting pulled over may not be whether you might end up dead or falsely accused of a crime, but instead maybe worrying whether you're going to get a warning and go about your day. So what is your responsibility in leading change? Here's just a couple ideas. Educate yourself. It appears that ignorance runs deep, and the same individuals who preach that the Black community should be more dedicated to education and getting better jobs also refuse to educate themselves on the realities of existing policies created to prevent the same communities from doing so. Vote. Nevada, that's June 9th. Petition change with your local and state government. Hell, maybe go further and get more involved in politics and take it to the federal government too. Invest in organizations that support change for people of color. I'll be attaching a ton of resources, so check it out. Get up and get out and do something. Leaders, invest in culturally diverse talent. If your org chart is a pyramid of white people, you're part of the problem. This is the time when everybody else needs to get up and stand up for our friends in the Black community. They've been fighting for over a century already. They've got to be tired. Let's not expect more from them to educate and teach us, but expect more from ourselves to be open, to learn, and then evolve current systems, policies, and behaviors. Own your responsibility in combating racial injustice. That is your leadership quick tip.